Lately, a new wooden wall had appeared in the forest, a suggestion from Grandpa Owl. Pinned across the wall were notes of all shapes and sizes. Each one held a single line, a message for someone, for oneself, or maybe just for the wind to know. No names are needed on this wall. There are no right or wrong words, Grandpa Owl had said. Sometimes, even the things we don't say out loud deserve to be seen. Every day, Little Deer passed by the wall. She would always glance at it, a little longer each time. She hadn't posted anything yet, but deep down, she knew there were words in her heart still waiting for a way out. It wasn't that she disliked anyone in the forest, but when things got too lively, she would quietly step back. And when the pace sped up, she often fell behind. One evening at dusk, she finally wrote a message and tucked it into the least noticeable corner of the wall. Maybe I'm just too different, and that's why I keep falling out of step. The wind curled the edges of the note ever so slightly, but it stayed there quiet and still. The next day, Little Red Fox passed by the wall. She glanced at that note and stopped walking. She didn't say anything. She didn't walk away either. She stood there for a long while, reading silently. Then she returned to her little den. The following morning, a drawing appeared on the wall, placed right beside the note. In the drawing, a single leaf drifting on a pond. On the left stood Little Deer, quiet and still. On the right, a fox gently tugged on a fine thread, slowly pulling the leaf back toward her. Beneath the image were the words, "Maybe it was just right you were there, and I happened to see you." Mimi passed by the wall, looking at the two notes quietly displayed side by side. No one said who had drawn them, but he could tell. It sounded just like the fox's voice. Maybe she hadn't said anything aloud, but she had seen it. That evening, Little Deer returned to the wall. Her note was still there, but now there was a small drawing beside it. She stared at the picture, eyes a little red but with a soft smile on her face. Later that night, she wrote a new message and posted it in the same corner. "Thank you for replying. I don't know who you are, but somehow, I don't feel as alone anymore." The next day, another drawing appeared. This time, two trees different in shape, but their branches entwined. Each one had flowers of a different kind. Beneath it were the words, "We don't have to grow the same way, but we can grow together in this forest." Little Deer stood there for a long, long time. It felt like something inside her had quietly opened. She drew a picture too, a small, light-footed animal walking behind the others, leaving a trail of its own uniquely shaped footprints. And beneath it she wrote, "I'll keep walking even if my rhythm is different. Thank you for letting me stay." A few days later, the fox added another drawing. A little fox tucked inside a tent. Outside, the moon hung quietly. Inside, a small lamp glowed warm. No words this time, but the feeling of quiet and loneliness. Little Deer understood it at once. That night, she quietly scribbled a line beneath the picture. "If you are the little fox in this drawing, then thank you for still being here." Finally, on a quiet morning before the forest seasonal market, Little Deer and Little Fox ran into each other beneath the trees. "Have you drawn anything lately?" Fox asked. Her voice was slower than usual. "There's one I haven't finished yet, but I've been using more colors lately," Little Deer replied softly. They looked at each other and smiled. "I draw too loudly sometimes. I probably scare people off," Fox said, biting her lip. "Not at all. I'm just not used to it yet. But I really like how you use so much red. It feels strong," Deer replied, lowering her head again. "Then, maybe next time we could draw together? We don't have to draw the same thing. Just draw together." Little Deer nodded. From then on, they'd sometimes sit under the trees and draw each in their own style, occasionally glancing at what the other was creating. Once, Fox drew a tree that could sing. Beside her, Deer drew a little bird hiding behind the leaves. "So you like drawing animals too?" Fox said with a smile. "I just like quietly drawing what I want to say," Deer answered. Weeks passed. The notes on the wall changed many times, but the few drawings and words tucked in the corner, they stayed right there. Every time Mimi passed by, he would glance at them, then jot something down in his notebook. Some speak little, but they are drawing closer. Some kinds of collaboration don't need to be the same, to be together. The forest never forced anyone to join in. It only made sure that every voice could be seen, and that was the gentlest kind of closeness.